Ever wondered how the night sky is slowly filling up with more than just stars? That's right, we're talking about satellites, Starlink satellites to be precise. These celestial travelers, launched by SpaceX, are part of a growing constellation that's literally changing our view of the cosmos. Now, if you've been keeping up with the buzz, you might be aware that there are already thousands of these satellites orbiting Earth. And the plan? Well, it's nothing short of ambitious. Starlink aims to provide global broadband internet coverage. Imagine that! Internet access, no matter where you are in the world, courtesy of a network of satellites zipping around in the great beyond. But you might be asking yourself, how does it all work? How do these tiny specks of light, thousands of miles away, provide you with internet? Well, hold on to your space helmets because we're about to dive in. Imagine having internet access in the middle of the desert or atop a snow-capped mountain. That's Starlink's promise. The primary job of Starlink satellites is to provide internet connectivity to every nook and cranny of our planet. A lofty goal, but how do these tech marvels achieve it? Let's delve into the workings of these satellites. Once launched into orbit, the Starlink satellites unfurl their solar panels and start communicating with ground stations on Earth. These ground stations are equipped with powerful antennas that send and receive data to and from the satellites. The data, in the form of internet signals, is then relayed from one satellite to another, creating a network or constellation of satellites. The magic really happens when these satellites communicate with user terminals, also known as Starlink dishes. These are small, pizza-sized devices that you can set up at your home or office. These dishes act as your personal gateway to the satellite internet. They have a phased array antenna that can electronically steer a beam at the overhead satellites. The signal from the satellites is then converted into Wi-Fi signals, giving you internet access. Fascinating, isn't it? But it's not just about the tech. These satellites also play a crucial role in bridging the digital divide. They promise to bring high-speed internet to remote and underserved areas where traditional internet providers can't reach. This is a game changer for rural communities, explorers, and anyone who needs reliable internet access in hard-to-reach places. In a nutshell, the Starlink satellites act as a bridge between the internet on Earth and you, no matter where you are. They transform the sky into a global internet service provider, creating a web of connectivity that spans the entire planet. But how do these satellites get to space, and how do they stay there? In our next scene, we'll delve into the journey of these satellites from Earth to space, and the dance of gravity and speed that keeps them in orbit. So, stay tuned. Getting a satellite into space is no easy feat, but SpaceX has made it look almost routine. From the outside looking in, the process appears as simple as a rocket launch, a flash of light, and then we have internet from space. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real magic happens behind the scenes, where a culmination of years of scientific research, technological advancements, and sheer human ingenuity come into play. SpaceX, the parent company of Starlink, uses its Falcon 9 rockets to launch the satellites into space. The Falcon 9 is no ordinary rocket. It's a reusable, two-stage rocket, designed and manufactured by SpaceX for the reliable and safe transport of satellites and the Dragon spacecraft into orbit. Let's break it down. The first stage is responsible for propelling the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere to the edge of space with the help of 9 engines. After its job is done, it separates and returns to land at SpaceX's landing zones. This is a key differentiator for SpaceX, contributing to making space more accessible by significantly reducing costs. The second stage, powered by a single engine, then takes over, pushing the satellite into its intended orbit. This is where we encounter the concept of a rideshare mission, a cost-effective solution for smaller satellites. In a rideshare mission, multiple satellites share the ride to space together. Think of it as carpooling, but for satellites. It's an ingenious solution that allows for more frequent launches and the ability to reach a variety of orbits. This means more satellites in space, providing more widespread coverage for Starlink's internet services. The journey to space is a complex ballet of physics, engineering, and precise timing. It's a testament to human innovation and our ceaseless desire to push the boundaries of what's possible. Now that we've launched our satellite, how does it stay in orbit without falling back to Earth? Well, that's where the dance of gravity and speed comes into play, but we'll delve into that in our next scene. Keeping a satellite in orbit is a delicate balance between gravity and speed. This dance, performed millions of miles above us, is a critical factor in the operation of the Starlink satellites. So, let's delve into the concept of orbit to understand this cosmic ballet. Picture an object being thrown into space. It's going to follow a curved path and eventually fall back to Earth due to gravity. But what if we could throw it so fast that its curved path matches the curvature of the Earth? That's exactly what an orbit is. The object is continuously falling towards Earth, but also moving forward fast enough that it keeps missing it. Now, gravity and speed are the two key players in this dance. Gravity, the force that pulls everything towards the center of the Earth, is what keeps the satellite from shooting off into space. On the other hand, speed, the velocity at which the satellite is moving, keeps it from falling back to Earth. It's this delicate balance that allows satellites to maintain a stable orbit. But not all orbits are created equal. Starlink satellites are in what's called a low Earth orbit, or LEO. This is an orbit that's roughly 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This lower altitude allows the satellites to cover a smaller area, but with a stronger signal, providing better internet connectivity. However, staying in a low Earth orbit is no easy task. These satellites have to move at tremendous speeds to counteract the stronger pull of gravity. To give you an idea, they're zipping around the Earth at speeds of around 28,000 kilometers per hour. That's almost 7.5 kilometers every second. In essence, the Starlink satellites are performing a continuous high-speed dance with gravity, a dance that keeps them in orbit and allows them to provide us with better internet connectivity. Now let's talk about how these satellites communicate with each other. Internet in space? That's right. Starlink satellites talk to each other. The Starlink constellation is not just a huddle of satellites floating aimlessly in space. It's a sophisticated network where each satellite is in constant communication with its neighbors. And guess what? They're chit-chatting with lasers. Yes, each Starlink satellite is equipped with lasers to beam data from one satellite to the next. Picture this: a web of laser beams crisscrossing in space, carrying packets of data at a breakneck speed. This is the backbone of the space internet. But why use lasers, you may ask? Well, in the vacuum of space, there's no air to slow things down, so light can travel at its maximum speed. This makes lasers an incredibly efficient way to send data. They're fast, they're reliable, and they're not affected by any terrestrial interference. This inter-satellite communication forms a mesh network. Data doesn't have to take a detour down to Earth and then back up to the next satellite. Instead, it can take the shortest route possible, hopping from one satellite to the next until it reaches its destination. This is what makes Starlink's internet service so fast and reliable. Remember the game of Chinese whispers we used to play as kids? Imagine that, but in space. And instead of the message getting jumbled up, it arrives at its destination clear and precise. That's the power of Starlink's laser communication. This high-speed, laser-powered communication isn't just about getting your favorite cat videos faster. It's about providing internet access to remote areas of the world where traditional internet service providers can't reach. It's about ensuring that no matter where you are on this planet, you're never disconnected. So now you might be wondering what happens when a Starlink satellite reaches the end of its life. Like all good things, a satellite's life in the space also comes to an end. Once a Starlink satellite has served its purpose, it doesn't just hang around as space junk. It's designed with the end in mind. Each Starlink satellite is equipped with an onboard propulsion system. When the satellite's mission is complete, this propulsion system nudges it out of orbit and towards Earth. As it descends into the Earth's atmosphere, the satellite begins to burn up. This is no accident, but a carefully planned process. The intense heat and friction from re-entry ensure that the satellite disintegrates completely, leaving no trace behind in space. This is a crucial part of Starlink's commitment to mitigating space debris to ensure that our orbits remain clean and navigable for future space missions. Starlink's approach to satellite disposal demonstrates a responsible and sustainable approach to space exploration. So that's the journey of a Starlink satellite, from launch to demise. We've taken quite a journey today, from ground to space and back. We've unraveled the awe-inspiring tale of Starlink satellites, these technological marvels that are changing the face of global communication. We've seen how these satellites, launched in batches from Earth, journey into the vast expanse of space. Once there, they harness the delicate balance of gravity and speed to maintain a stable orbit around our planet. In this celestial dance, they form a constellation, a network capable of providing high-speed internet to even the remotest corners of the globe. And when their mission is complete, they dispose of themselves responsibly, re-entering the Earth's atmosphere to burn up, leaving no trace behind. It's a tale of human ingenuity and technological advancement, a testament to our relentless pursuit of connectivity